There's something about the way you make me feel inside. I'm counting down the days till we fly away. Heading to the sun, only you and me. Don't wanna waste another day being stuck here in this place. No, wanna hold your hand in mine, watch the sunset in your eyes. Baby, I want us to act like we are 22 right now. Just let go, lose control, play songs on the radio too loud. This could be magical. Wow, wow. This could be magical. Wow, wow. We've been longing to escape, and here we are, driving narrow streets in a rusty car, leading to the sea. Think we're getting close. We should take a pic, baby, strike a pose. I remember every day that I spent right here with you. Yeah, you are the one who makes me feel as good as I do. Baby, I want us to act like we are 22 right now. Just let go, lose control, play songs on the radio too loud. This could be magical. Wow, wow. This could be magical. Wow, wow.
What's going on, everybody? Hello, hello. It's been a while. Hopefully everything I'm doing is going to be working out pretty good, because there was no testing beforehand. It was just, let's get on here and do a stream using Lewitt's brand new and one and only audio interface. So this is what it sounds like. And I'm going to go over a couple of the things, and I want to just talk about how I got about finding this. And it was kind of like crazy. It was kind of like last second looking at new products that are coming out, and I was shocked. But how's everybody doing out there? I see Aaron. I haven't seen him or talked to him in a while. And Dimebag Darren, Sammy is out there, Todd is out there, Dr. Elo is out there. What's going on, everybody? I am pumped up. It's been a while since I've been excited about a new product that's come out, but I gotta admit, I'm pretty psyched about this. So I have the Rodecaster Pro. I do. And I think it's really come far at this point. I think it needs to be a little bit more tweaked about things, but that's not what I'm here to talk about, because not everybody has the $700 plus to spend on a Rodecaster Pro, right, guys? I mean, it's a lot of money, right? You're getting a lot, but for average person, it's a lot of money. How you doing, Cheryl Wolf? What's going on? Nice seeing you. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about, and a lot of you guys know, right? When I was streaming a lot, I was using the Wave XLR, and we can see how tiny this is. And basically, it's really effective for what it is. It uses VST plugins, and sometimes they can be cumbersome. A lot of times they work really well. This is a really good product for streaming, and this only cost about $160. And there's a lot you could do with it, but you have to be a little bit of savviness to be able to run this effectively. So when you're talking VSTs, automatically, how many out there are like, I don't even know what the heck he's talking about, right, guys? So it's like, well, what are you talking about? And that's where a lot of people get lost with things like that and trying to figure it out. They want something really that kind of would probably work all in one, right? So what does everybody have, right? I had the original Rodecaster, and this is the Rodecaster Pro 2. I had bought this. I got a good deal from Sweetwater on this. And first of all, we can tell right away, right? There's a lot more inputs and outputs with the Rodecaster. It could do a few more things than, say, a lot of things. You have these sliders on here, and we love those, and these buttons. I mean, as far as streaming and not have to worry about like what's in front of you every second and how it's affecting you, that's a really good product, right? So basically, I was like, I wanted more than just one input. What else is out there? I mean, can anybody else name more than one input? I know one person here can, and then there's just really just like one product out there, and then you're kind of stuck on that. And I think Dimebag Darren knows what I'm talking about, but what do you got here? Am I gonna, if I have the Rodecaster Pro too cheap? No, I'm not gonna get rid of it. I'm definitely gonna keep it there. And that is something that's true, Darren. That is something that's true, that the DSPs, right? They do take a bit of power. So if you're like really you have a really low power computer, and it's gonna really be struggling to output what it needs. So that's the Revelator is one of the things that's out there that is pretty effective. And it's had its bouts and this and that, and I've seen some of what it does, and I got hung up a little bit on a few things with that, because really there's nothing perfect out there. I mean, here's the Lewitt. This is the picture of it right here. It's really awkward looking. It kind of is not like something that's typical in an audio interface. So if you look from the top down, here it is right here. It's got this one big knob on here, and there's really not much more than that. So it's kind of weird, right? It's not your typical. So those kinds of things could throw a lot of people off. So I think you got to realize that with this unit here, it is going to be a lot of software based, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as that's working correct, right? I mean, that's not a problem. But that's going to be basically what it's going to be. It's going to be a lot of software that you're going to be using all the time to do everything. So it can be cumbersome, because then now I have to do something like this. You have to go and tab out, and I'll show you. Here you go. This is the control center for the Lewitt Connect 6. Everything can be done in here. I have to admit, I'm pretty impressed with this overall. I really am. So when you take a look at how things get set up in here, you basically have auto setup. You can hit this and it will go through everything for an auto setup. So I have another mic connected, but we don't have to worry about that now. But basically when I hit this, it's like, what did you connect? Okay, it's a dynamic microphone. Okay, you want to talk on that? You want to sing on that? You're going to be playing a musical instrument. I'm going to be talking on that. Are you going to be live, or are you going to be recording? And it asks you all these things, and then it gives you a preset everything, because you'll talk into it for like 10 seconds. And we've seen these with other softwares, but that's really nice and intuitive on a lot of different things when it comes to, making things easy. And then in here are your 3 software channels. And this is where this is awesome. You have routing. These are routed. Like right now, when we were listening to the music, that's going out in 1 and 2. I have that going to my Chrome, and or I think it's Well, I think I have that going to my Chrome. My 3 and 4 is actually going to my Mozilla, and that's playing the music from Epidemic. And then if I hit a sound on my Stream Deck, let's go hit the train. All right, see the train horn, and it's going all out 5 and 6? All the sound is going out 5 and 6. Here's the great thing. The great thing, and I'm so happy they have this already. I mean, this is their first audio interface. They have submixes. Right here, you can offset them by clicking this. You can make them an A and B, and you have a submix. So I can have something going to people when I'm on Discord, not typically me, but if you're gaming or you're a gamer or anything like that, and then I could have things going out that I don't want people in the stream hearing. And so my Discord could be between us. So that's what the mix A and B is. So I can send that mix A out to the stream or B, and then I can listen in on mix A. And I can go right to my headphones and change which one I'm listening to. So if I just have my mix A with the Discord included, or do I have mix B with it discluded? And that's what I'll hear in my headphones. I mean, it's pretty freaking amazing, but that's not it. That's not it. Wait, there's more? It's like Ron Popeil, right? Wait, there's more? Yeah. So when we talk about DSPs, right, built in, we're talking about now, we're not dealing with software VSTs. We're dealing with something that's built in digitally to control everything as far as an expander, which is type of like a noise gate, and then a compressor, and then it has an equalizer in it also. So even if we go into taking a look at this expander, and then you can see I already have this preset, and you can see you'll have to play with this, but when I stop talking, you'll see this suppression come right down on this and make the background noise quiet. That's the blue. I can control that reduction with this here. Now I'm going to take this off, and I got a new CPU, and my fans are running a little bit more heavily. You should be able to hear something when I take this off. All right, that's off. So now I have no noise gate or suppression in this room, okay? Yeah, it is different. An expander is definitely different than a gate, but this is with nothing. So let's be quiet for a second and listen to this. I'm positive you can hear my fans. So now when I turn this on, gone, man. It's quiet. And that's what you can do. It's $300 for this Lewitt audio interface. And I can come in here and just put a noise gate on like that, like nothing. And then we can go right into setting up my compressor. I like a very little bit of compression, and you can see the GR right here. That's the compression. When that starts pulling down, that's compressing. And I like this shouldn't be 4-to-1. I usually would have this like 3-to-1. And so everything here though that I'm doing, it's all in the software. So you see what I'm saying? It's not like you can basically go and take care of all this on the unit itself. There's like one big knob there. If I push that knob, it's going to let me hear music through the speakers, or it's going to let me hear through the headphones. I don't like that when I push the knob, it makes a noise very similar to the Wave XLR. It's like a kind of noise like that. And I don't like that. That's, I don't think that's like perfect in any way, but I got 2 inputs. So if I want to have another, another connection here as far as a microphone, I can. And I have my speakers, my monitors going through this out. I have nothing for that here. I can't even connect them. I can only put my headphones in the back. I have 2 separate headphone inputs. I'm just telling you people, this is definitely something that you need to be going to look for and check out. Does it have VSTs? No, this is DSPs built in, and I'm assuming that they can add other things. Like I would like to see them go and make a firmware update, maybe put a de-esser in there. I would like them to do a couple little different things. But, as far as having the sub mixes there already, I think that's amazing. That makes me like so happy. And then on top of that, you got an equalizer. And there's my equalizer. I'll take this equalizer off, and that's me without the equalizer. And this is me with it. So that's me with the equalizer, and that's it. And I like just subtleties. I usually take something out in the 2 kilohertz area. I drop it down a little bit. Sometimes I bring this up depending on the mic so I get a little more clarity, but I have definitely heavy on the S's, so I don't do that with every mic. And then I like a little bit of a tiny boost in the 100 kilohertz area. Right now, you're probably hearing my dog though. And then, so that's the only spot that I might like it for this particular mic. But this is all built in, and I think that's so amazing and cool that it's built in. The other thing is you can connect your phone right to it, and I'm actually trying to see if this works live. We'll see if I can pull this off. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to or not. Okay, there it is. You guys saw it on the fly. There it is. My mobile in came up right here. And so now the audio is going to go out on my mobile phone at the same time. So if you want to stream to somewhere live at the same time that you're doing another stream, but you want to use your audio, you want to use your phone for something or a tablet. Now remember, this works with a Mac and this works with a PC. Either or, it doesn't matter. And then basically you'll be able to have audio coming in or out. Now, I did test the Rodecaster. You can do that also with the Rodecaster. You can plug in a phone, but this is right out of the box. I plugged it in, and it's found as mobile in, and it's right there right now. Now, if I try to mess with this and try to connect and go live, I don't know if it would work. I'd have to see. I haven't tested it. I went and did a little bit of a short on a reel, and it worked. But do you know how much stuff we're getting out of this Connect 6? Because on top of everything else, it's got 72 dB of clean gain. That means, what does that mean, people? That means we're not using anything to boost up our signal. We don't have to put a cloud lifter in between anything. You're not going to have to pay for that or anything. So I don't know. What does everybody think? What do you think how it sounds? Let me see what this says. Can you apply the EQ being played back on the computer? Yeah. I mean, what's great about, and this is another point, and this made me remember this, Darren, by you saying that. The great thing is, unlike the Wave XLR, I can hear the change right in my headphones as I'm doing it. So when I clicked and you guys heard the background, I heard the background too, automatically. When I change something in the EQ and you hear it, I hear it too. And I love that because that just makes your whole work process that much easier as a creator to make sure that you hear. Otherwise, if I'm using the Wave XLR or VSTs, I have to record it. I have to listen back. You guys know what I'm talking about? So, yeah. So, right. That's it, Sammy. So you don't need to have any kind of cloud lifter. You can use your SM7B and not have a problem at all. And I'm actually going to do that in a second, and we're going to check it out. I'm also going to check and see if I can figure out how to use this really quick here. Hang with me. I'm actually seeing. Okay. We'll see if I can make a connection and have some audio going out on my phone, and you can actually see that. So right now, okay. I don't see the audio moving on the connection with my mobile, and I wonder why. I wonder why. checking to see if it's going out on the mobile. On the mobile. Oh, did I mute it? No. Okay. All right. Wait, maybe I see. Oh, mobile out. I see it going out. Okay, good. So you should be able to hear me. And this is actually going out on my phone to people. And you can see it. Here it is on here. Look here. Here it says audio out. So here's my connection, mobile in. Okay. This is my out. I'm sending out on, I believe, I got to make sure it's the right one. I didn't, on A, mix A. Okay, maybe these people can't hear me now. Hopefully now, maybe they can hear me. Hopefully there's some audio now and they can hear me. Okay, audio was perfect. Okay, good. Either way, this will work. And so now I am live streaming and I'm on YouTube. So if you want to go and see me on Coffee Talkin' Tech on YouTube, come over here, take a look. I'm showing how to use your Lewitt Control Center. And for the first time, so everything that you're seeing, it's not me practicing for hours and hours and then coming on here and saying, hey, this looks easy. On top of that, also, guys, I paid for this with my own money. You know that, right? So it's not me talking about something and it's not actually working pretty darn good. So I paid for this and I'm the one that is telling you the truth of how it is. And I'm just trying to tell you, to have DSPs in your audio interface and to be able to sound this good and to be able to have the software work as well as it does, have submixes. I don't know what more you can ask for. I think they'll be able to add a couple more things with some firmware updates, and you're talking $300. I mean, I think that's fantastic. I don't know what you could want more for $300, and that's pretty awesome. Yeah, I get you, but I bet you if you did a little bit of testing on these. Now the Revelator, listen, if you can't afford the $300, I believe the preamps that are in this Lewitt are definitely better. But if you can't afford, the Revelator is an option. And I'm always wanting to give options, but there's a lot of people too that want something in between. They want something that's maybe a little bit better of the Revelator, but it could be good enough for a lot of people. Okay. I can't make that call. You're going to have to make that call. All I'm saying is that we have another choice that's out there that's in that middle zone, actually a little bit lower. And I think that that's a great option to have with an audio interface that can route and everything. Like I'll go and let's play some music a little bit. Okay. So now you got the music in the background. Here we go. It's on channels 3 and 4, and you guys can see this. So here's another thing. That's my music. These are the levels on the side. I have them connected so I can raise this up, bring this down. Okay. So, and that's part of the things that the Rodecaster is great for. You have a fader. It's right there. That's pretty amazing, right? Okay, so guys, let's get off of my overhead mic, my pencil mic, and let's switch over to an SM7B. And we know how much gain that this mic costs, and it's usually something that you have to go and spend some money to get a cloud lifter, or you're gonna have to buy a quality audio interface like the Rodecaster to even be able to use it properly, right? So let's mute this overhead and I'll switch over. Okay. So now you should be hearing me. Let me know if you're hearing me on my SM7B. And I have it set up with a small EQ in there, a couple other things, the expander, and you should be hearing the music in the background too. So what do you think? Sounds pretty good, right? I mean, I'm not even struggling. You can see clearly here, I'm at 58 dB. This puts out 72 dB. It sounds really good. I'm not low at all. And I think it's pretty darn good. So This really does a lot, and it's great to have the mix A and B. And then the loop back is another factor. It has loop back. So now if I want to bring in some audio from the Zoom meeting, I go into my Zoom, right, while I'm on my live streaming software, and I just pull the loop back in for audio at the Zoom, and I'll be able to hear that on here also and control it. So there's a lot going on here that is really worthy of this audio interface. And I think that being able to add the phone, and I didn't express this either, is while you're on the phone, live streaming, if you want to use it to Instagram or TikTok, you're also charging your phone while you're live at the same time. And I think that's really another great thing. It's another adapter that you don't have to buy or do anything. So I think that's an awesome thing also. So there's a lot of great things with this. And for $300, I think it's just another option for everybody to take a look at. So I'm pretty happy with it. Does anyone think that this might be something that they could do? I mean, is it like something that's in between where it makes sense to them? I think a lot of people are going to be a little bit fighting how it looks. You know, it's kind of new age looking, and it's meant to be like flat on the desk, and you could basically just control this main knob for headphones or for your audio monitor speakers. There's not anything on here. There's not even a power button. I would love to see a power button. It's another thing. Or if I did a long hold on here and it would shut down the unit, I would love to see that added. That would be a nice touch also. So there's a couple things in here, like adding possibly a de-esser into the DSPs, or adding a power off button with a long hold. I mean, but really, honestly, I listened back on this on a couple lives that I tested, very short, only like 30 seconds on Instagram. I did a live too on it. And man, I was really impressed at the sound. I just think it sounded really good for what it is. I'm just saying, like, when you go back to the Rodecaster 1, it's like, I didn't think that the effects in that were very good quality. I didn't think it was great right then and there. I think this is way better than that. And I think this is on par with a lot of the built-in stuff. It's not as much as the Rodecaster, but it's got the essentials of what you need. And that's kind of cool too. So, hey guys, what's going on? Hey, thanks for stopping in, Patrick. Nice to see you. Laura Williams, how you doing? Popping in to say, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I haven't been live in a long time, and it's great to pop in here and just talk about this. I'm going to be doing I'm definitely going to be doing a video on this. So it's just a matter of time, and I'll have a lot more things to go into detail. It was kind of really just popping in here and letting people know about this. I don't know too many people that's actually paid for one and has done it and has any input on it. I already see a couple, reviews that are out there. Lewitt sent them the product. And I always just feel better when people pay for something sometimes, or if it's just like someone I could really trust. And there's a few of them out there and we know them. I would take their words. But it's just always nice when people actually pay for their own money and give input and know that they have nothing to gain out of it, you know? So I really appreciate the fact of when you have a few people you can trust like that. But I feel like every time there's somebody that's a little bit sided with some of these products anyway. So, but thanks for coming in, Dan. How you doing, man? Dan is a full-time content creator. Congratulations. He left his regular job as a teacher and is doing full-time content creation, man. If that's not some inspiration for you guys right there, I don't know what is. There's a lot of great things that can be accessed. It's a lot of work on YouTube. I know it. I know it's real hard for myself. It's hard to be successful on any of these platforms, but I just want you to remember that if you have some goals, keep following them, keep after them. I'm on this other platform. I'm going to say goodbye, and X out of here and head over to YouTube if you want to take a look at me and keep learning about what this whole thing has to offer. I really do like this Lewitt setup, and I was so impressed yesterday. I ran home, like I'm always like that kid who gets home and wants to open up the box, and I was like, I don't have enough time to open up this box and go into ripping into figuring all this stuff out. But it's really a good product. I think it's going to be definitely an option for content creators and streamers. I mean, you want to stream. I just think it's so great to be able to have the 3 channels up here. It routed easy. It went into my software, and vMix found everything. Windows found everything. There was nothing where I was sitting there, and this is a new company. It's not a new company, but the first time doing an audio interface, I didn't have anything. If something didn't go through after the software, all I did was unplug it, restart my computer after the software is installed, and then I plugged it back in. And I would say that everything's been working like I wanted it to. So I don't know. I think it's just another option for us people. So I think we should definitely get out there and let it be known that it's something to look at, because I think it's really good. I'm really happy with it. I mean, honestly, you're right, Darren. There's the only other option that's really out there is a Revelator, and then I think that I'm that kind of person that I just don't want to go backwards. I had a Motu M2. I know how great sounding that was, and I know how really good the new Rodecaster sounds, and how quiet the preamps are, and how strong they are, and how good the headphone preamps are. Same thing with the Motu M2. The Motu was 2.5 years old or so, but it was a really, really good for its time. And I just wanted to make sure that I was dealing with that same kind of quality. And I think it was kind of important for me to stay on par and be able to grab something that was new to Lewitt and new to everybody as far as an option. I wanted to grab a hold of this, and I think it's going to be one of those things I'll hold on to for sure. So, but thanks, man. Thanks. That's great. That's great. I know you would. You were ready. You were thinking about it. So I know how it goes. And there's Dimebag Darren's gaming channel. I see it, the Omnivox. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's as simple as that. I hope you realize of how much is going on here. Just the fact that you can come on here and, like I said, you can have an expander. And when I'm saying right here, right, you see my dips and valleys here, and you can make an adjustments on that. And when I'm going to just be quiet and you can listen to my surround sound. Now, I'm on a Shure SM7B. It's definitely a quieter mic than average, but let's see if you can hear anything in the background. Oh my God, I know you can. All right, and then I'm going to kick this back on, and that's it, man. Just took it away. And I really think it works pretty smooth. So there's that. And then the equalizer is here. Oh, did I hit the wrong one again? Nope. Okay. So I could see, like, right here, we got a little glitch. See how that's showing up blank and stuff? Okay. These are little glitches that are happening with the software and while I'm using it. So these are things that hopefully that Lewitt will see, and maybe we'll get some feedback on some of this stuff. But if we look on to here, that's working. So we have a few things that were a little glitchy, but this is the compressor. Everything's working here. All right, but I've not had it shut down on me or have any issues like that yet. So that's good to know. But yeah, I mean, it's a plus. It's a plus to have, and for $300, I think it's amazing. I actually think they're doing a better job here than Rode when it comes to the software channel routing. Again, no one wants to probably hear it, and there's not a lot of streamers talking about it because maybe a lot of people that are just recording and content creators are using it. But I just think that whole thing with submixes, I mean, it should be there already. We shouldn't be waiting for that. That's all. So I think that's just a little frustrating on that. I mean, this is their first go at a audio interface, and we could see they got the submixes right here. You unclick this, and then you could just change it right there, and that's it. Or if you want to have it back, you just click it, and they both move. So I don't know. I think they're so critical. I think that I don't know how, and I don't even know how they're not there yet, because I would be really upset if when they came out and they said this was great for content creators and this and that, but it's like, you forgot the streamers. You forgot us. Oh, but I guess we're not the biggest part of this segment, but I think we're just one of them. I think it would be useful to have that. An extra USB-C input that you can use. Yeah, I mean, that's what this unit has. So I have 3 USB-Cs on this. One actually will power it, as long as you're getting enough power from your USB outlet, it will power your phone, charge it, and you can use it at the same time. And then you have 2 outs as far as your speaker monitors. You have 2 inputs for speakers. They're combos, so you can go and plug in a guitar or anything, other instrument in the back. You got 2 separate headphones in the front. And I like that they're in the front. That's always a plus instead of in the back. That was one thing about the Rodecaster that I disliked, is the old one used to have it right in the front, right up here in the front, right up here. And I could plug in right there. And now these are all the way in the back. And that kind of frustrates me about that, unfortunately. But I mean, they're not things that make you go, oh, I can't use this unit, or I can't have this unit, right? It just makes you think, okay, it's not perfect, but it does a lot of what we need. And for the prices, I think it's just amazing that we're getting this type of stuff. So, hey, I'm so happy that actually I was able to get on here and stream and not mess up. It's been months and months. I'm so glad. I have no idea how many people were watching at any time, but I'm so happy to see the people that showed up here and took a look. And I'm so happy when people make comments and say hi, and it's been a while. And so I am going to make a video on this Lewitt Connect 6 soon. And I think it's an option that people will definitely be wanting to use. I think people are going to be really surprised that they're hitting it pretty much out of the park right away with this. I'm going to keep on using it this week. I'm kind of expecting some bad things to happen, but they haven't yet, because there's always some glitches sometimes. But I'm pretty happy to know that it's not really doing too much bad stuff. And if it's a couple things like that with the expanders where I already have everything set, and a couple things are a little wonky, that's okay. I can live with that. As long as my sound does not go out, then I don't worry too much about it. But I'm really excited to kind of listen back and see how everything sounds overall. I think when I came into my stream, it looked like all of a sudden I was a little bit hot on the mic, but I'll see how bad it is in general. But how you doing there, blind guy, his wife, and their life? Laquita, I'm happy to see you all too. Yeah, it's been a while. It definitely has. I'm going to definitely look forward to making more videos. I definitely have to get, no. I definitely have to keep it going. This is not just for Windows. This is Windows and Mac, and it's used for, you can use your Android phone, you can use your iPhone to connect. And I think that's another thing that's going to really pull a lot of people in. It's another option where there isn't options all the time for a Mac, So the Wave XLR never really was panning out for the Mac users. So this is an option where DSPs, and I think that's where they're going to capture a lot of people, knowing that there's some very simple DSPs in there when it comes to being able to make your background quiet, and you have a compressor and an equalizer built in with submixes there and a phone connection, and you can have people call in, easy control hookup like that. I think that's just, there's a lot of things that are being like, okay, this is pretty good stuff. So, yeah, it's in stock. That's where I picked it up. It's over at B&H. B&H is always a great place to buy your equipment from, along with Sweetwater. You know, they don't help me out at all, but I wish they would someday. And but I always tell everybody about B&H and Sweetwater. Those are the two greatest places. I got my Rodecaster from Sweetwater, and I got my Connect 6 from B&H yesterday. I actually ran into the city during lunch and picked it up and grabbed it. So it's saying it's out of stock, already. So who knows how many they had in stock, or they're anticipating to sell. But I think it's going to be something that people are going to be like, where'd this come from? And they're going to be looking for it. So I'm kind of excited, just because the simplicity that it has. And it's going to help a lot of people use the product. I think that sometimes the Rodecaster can get over a few people's heads, whereas this might be something that they're willing to contend with. And I think a lot of the people under 40 years old, that's not me, but the people that are under 40 years old, they're willing to be able to jump into all this software and mess with things and change things. I do fortunately have things where I can make adjustments on these software channels with a fader. But if you don't have that, people hate having to tab in here and make these changes, on the fly. But I think a lot more of the younger people are willing to do that. And so it becomes more of something what the streamers are definitely looking for, which is a lot of control and affordability through the software. So, all right, people, there's, I think everybody, Sammy, I think Dimebag Darren, Everyday Tech, Callie's Groom. Yo, what's going on? How you doing? Nice seeing you. Thanks for stopping in. Everybody who came in quick, I know I didn't pull a lot of the comments up. I was really just wanting to talk about this Lewitt Connect 6 and let people know about it. And I definitely think it's awesome. I want to thank my mom for coming in. Thank you. I appreciate it. She always thinks I sound good no matter what. Well, I don't know if I do, but sometimes, most of the time, I think I sound pretty good. I always try to. But yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I mean, I don't know if it's always, but it's been a while too, so I'm rusty. So I always wonder like when I'm messing up something, especially when you just decide to go live on the fly, 2 seconds. make some kind of thumbnail and just jump on. Okay, man. Well, that's it for me, but the control app for the tablet. No control app for the tablet. No, probably not for the tablet, no. But you can use the tablet, and connect to the product. And that's where you can bring, like if you're on a tablet, you can bring in sound, and you can like use, you can have Epidemic like on that, like as a third monitor or something, and just play from it, and then the sound would come through. So that's, another positive thing. Or if you're using like Zoom, and you could pull the Zoom in through there also as on the mobile out audio. So that's another really huge thing. And that's where I think we're going to see a lot more of these audio interfaces have like 2 USB-Cs. So this way you can pull in more audio, and it can be more versatile for a lot of people that are streaming. So, I wish that there was a mute button on this thing somewhere. Like I said, a long hold or something that they could have put on here and made that would have been really good. This is definitely a very fingerprint surface. You could see how shiny it is. It's going to be a lot of fingerprints on here. But it's flat as a pancake, man. It is flat, and it's awkward looking and odd, but I'll tell you what, it does the job. And that's kind of all that matters. No, I doubt there's anything with Stream Deck. I mean, there's a possibility of that, of course, with support. And that would be another little connection for people changing the audio on the submixes. And when you're live streaming, I happen to have something that controls my audio already, so I can tune it into any product. And I was using it with the Wave XLR, and so I could use faders to control my different inputs, my virtual inputs for sound. And that's exactly what I'll do with this. But man, if they get some, a Stream Deck support, I would definitely think that they're looking for that. And that's definitely something that I'm going to let them know too, because I was thinking about that yesterday also, was like, it doesn't cost anything. Throw a few buttons on your Stream Deck. You'll be able to control some outputs, and people would really like that. Yep. So that's about it, guys. I think we made it through. Pretty happy. It's pretty cool. We made it through. Another stream. It's been a long time. I made it. Thanks to you guys. All right, guys. Have a great night. I appreciate everyone, like usual. I thank you for coming in and listening to me rant and rave over something new. But I love you guys. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you all.